Kalau ini boleh. Lepas tu ya. Aku lalu ya. Lalu ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening to everyone. Thank you for coming. I am sorry again for the delay because since our members has a lot of questions on the GST matter. Today's press conference is about Matta, especially on the GST issue. Matta welcomes GST, but Matta would like to call for a trial period on the GST instead of implementation. The implementation will be on the 1st of April. It goes on with that. But the actual implementations in terms of payments, etc., whatsoever, is to be done at a later stage. For a very simple reason, because there are still a lot of issues that need to be rectified. And the main issue with regards to this GST is that the software system in itself. Because the GST is very, very new, and as far as the travel and tourism industry is concerned, it's very, very complex. It's not a very straightforward thing when it comes to packages, etc. So, therefore, if there is a minor change in some of the policies with regards to the GSTs, then the whole software system has to be updated or even has to be upgraded, etc. When this happens, then the systems, the software systems need to be upgraded again. So this is the main issue. Today is the 26th of March. As far as the travel industry is concerned, there are still a little bit more, a few more issues that we need to clarify. And also some of the issues that we just got clarifications just came about a few days ago or sometimes last week. Even though it came in late, but as far as Matta is concerned, we are very, very grateful to RMC because they has been very, very accommodating to us, the travel industry, because really the travel industry was beyond their imaginations. They thought it was quite a simple, straightforward things, but they didn't realize that actually there is more complex to it. I'll give you an example. For instance, the airport tax attracts GST, and it was supposed to be GST and airport tax. Initially, it was supposed to be across the board, but not realizing actually when we issue the tickets, not only are we collecting the airport tax for Malaysian airports, we are also collecting airport service charges for other airports. Example, maybe for London, maybe for Hong Kong. So it's all embedded and incorporated into the ticket. So it just, I mean, it does not make sense for us to pay, or for RMC or for the customs to charge us GST on other airport service charges. So this is one of the examples. And of course, there are many other fields and etc. But the main issue here is that, of course, while we say yes, we can proceed with the GST on the 1st of April, let it be a trial period, meaning that let us go through. As far as the customer is concerned, they can also collect some data, etc. whatsoever. As far as the industry is concerned, we will go through on the trial and error, then we know what is what and etc. and etc. And once all this has been identified and modified and finalized, fine-tuned to the final, then we will go through it. Because this GST is very, very new. The software is new. Believe me, I think there is no software that is today 100% GST ready. I think that is the hard facts. So therefore, any new software, any modifications, in any new things, especially in the softwares, there always this issue of bugs. That's also another area. Well, we already perhaps settles everything, but when the system starts running, I'm sure there will be some bugs issues with the softwares. So this would be probably taking a bit more time. Therefore, we would suggest that yes, we go ahead on the implementations of GSTs, let it be on a trial basis, 3 months, to get the fields of everything issues and everything that is required on the GST things for the travel industry is all settled, for that matter, any other industries. And thereafter, the next 6 months, perhaps, look into how we can actually consolidate and overcome the bugging systems in any software, etc. And so, ideally, perhaps the full suite of the GST implementations will come sometimes January 2016. So this is what Matta called for our governments to consider the current issues and the hard facts that, as I want to repeat again, there is no software system 100% ready for GST. That's all for today. Okay, what we meant here is that we're supposed to collect. So on papers in the system, we let the host, because the thing is we're supposed to charge. Okay, we're supposed to charge the 6%, and then so we raise up the invoices and everything. The GSTs, we don't charge. We don't charge, but then we start to do the processes, implementations, meaning that the documentation-wise, reporting and everything. Because it is just not as simple or as straightforward, I produce this report input, I produce another report output, and I got everything done. No. Yes, we believe, because the thing is that there are a few more areas that RMC itself is not ready for these things, because they are still looking at some of the issues that is relating to the travel industry. For instance, on the ticketing reports, we are just not issuing tickets, and then the airline are not invoicing us about this. Some of our members, they are issuing tickets by the hundreds, maybe by the thousands in a month. So we have a whole listing, we call it the PST listing, which is another body that is controlling all these things. There's some magnitude problems relating to all these things, and these are some of the areas which is still not resolved yet. Oh yes, yes. Before they implementation GST, I don't think they got it. I don't think RMC managed what the statements. But when the law was passed, the GST law was passed in 2014, when the travel kite came about, is where Matta engaged RMC in technical dialogues. And after going through 3 dialogues, look closely with RMC and you say like what you suggest. RMC has been cooperating, and we are also getting feedbacks, and we have also implemented revised based on feedback. But what Matta is you can see GST software. To be fair, I don't think the GST materials and so on for royal protection custom examination or qualified. I'm still with a program like what is the GST program. There are parts, features, weaknesses in the system. And we are also checking back that even some travel agents are considering doing manually just for the GST. But otherwise the submission will be failed. So these are the problems, which means that the software is not ready. The software is not ready. Technical points, yes, we can move as we can try to the software. What are the policies? Maybe a trial period to make sure the system goes. Another 2-3 months to be implemented. I think not only in the food industry, other related industries, manufacturing, trading, retailing, construction, they're all facing this. Matta would like to lead by asking the government to go for 3 months trial period. If President, if you are already right next year, so even if you go for 3 months, there will be some space for people to breathe, come up with the systems, check the forms, make sure it's in order. Even we have gone to the GST updates in like Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Johor tomorrow, Kinabalu, gone through Selangor yesterday, and the feedback is they're trying their best because of software weaknesses and software issues. So the turnaround period will do well for every industry.
So this is actually very burdensome to the SMEs because why? In the absence of a foolproof or perfect, 100% perfect GST systems, now we have to actually do two sets. We have to manage it manually. We have to incur additional overheads. We have to, engage additional staff, etc. and whatsoever. So very taxing, and it's a very, very stressful period. And this is worse than when we are facing the Y2K problem before. So Y2K was not as challenging or as extensive as this GST. That is the main one. There are other small, there are still a few more, minor integrity things that still yet to be resolved. But again, as I mentioned, if these are not resolved, finalized, or when it is resolved and finalized at a later stage, again we have to go back to the system. We have to modify the systems. You know what I mean? That the whole process of doing it will be, it's all starting all over again. And mind you, as far as Matta is concerned, the travel industry, Matta, because we are the national and the biggest, our membership is 3,100 members. So, it's not easy to handle 3,100 companies. As far as the software companies is concerned to manage and update.
In fact today, recently we just Matta commissioned a software company just to design a software for the travel industry. So by June, we are going to launch it for all Matta members, including small, India I call it small micro agencies. Because some are very small, so we're going to launch the software. Because the initial, of course, the question is, why have you all not done this earlier, 6 months ago or 1 year earlier? All the while, the Matta members were using the respective software, existing software, adding the GST module. But now we are caught in a situation that we realize that in the world, I think we are being fooled by some of these software companies that we cannot perform GST functions as required by RMC. So we will come out today, we just have presentation, we will sign up members to subscribe to this software just solely for the case management.
Okay, what do you mean of trial period? Is it will affect the consumer, which is they will maybe macam waive daripada 6% daripada
6% kita tak charge lah. Yang 6% during this trial period, the 6% kita tak charge. What we are doing here is, because the thing is this, we have to process, we have to go through the proper run. Because the 6% is at the end consumer.
If the whole industry, if everyone
Go Malaysia says trial period 3 months, I'm sure all of us would agree to that, right? Bagus lagi.
So bagus.
Untuk trial period, pertama kali. I'm sure you know that there's a lot of parties, there's a lot of bodies that's been asking for the deferment of the GST because the GST, a lot of us are not ready for GST yet. But since the government says yes, there's not going to be any deferment, implementation will come on the 1st of April. Okay, fine. We can do the implementation on the 1st of April, negotiate the process, but we do on the
I think if you read in the media, I'm sure other industry, even political parties, let's not love ourselves. Certain people have asked for deferment of GST, right? Because they have said they are not ready. Today, Matta says that we are also not ready, but we can go for a trial period so that we can check the system, submit all the forms, try the invoicing, everything's in order, then we
This is the accounting software. There is GST compliance.
you make sure it's 100% GST compliant.
So many countries have GST and they have run it for many years. I'm sure other countries have travel agencies also, right? Why can't we just take this and one part or so?
So the thing is this, different country applies different GST regime. But unfortunately for Malaysia, our standard is set in such a way that it's expectation is on the
Our GST system is slightly more sophisticated.
Instead of writing a new program, can we take from overseas and
it is not the same.
Because the travel products vary. Malaysia tourism products are more packages vary. Quite a number of airlines talk of designated tourists like Langkawi, Tioman, talking about regional tourists, talking about export of services. These are all different GST tax laws. So you just cannot copy your Australian system or Singapore system.
Also, in many countries, travel and tourism does not attract GST. But in our case, it's quite complex. When it comes to travel, also it's quite complex. Except for outbound.
So maksud Matta punya ahli masih lagi tak bersedia untuk GST lah.
Belum sedia. Cuba lah.
Dah tak sedia lah.
I think I came out in a few press releases on the effect of domestic tourism. Obviously, the domestic packages will be higher. The consumers will pay more to start with. There's a fact that we cannot deny. In certain cases, there will be savings. To be fair, there are savings. For example, rental charges, telephone charges, utility charges. These are all there very expensive. In fact, for a travel company, your GST will not affect your profit because you are just passing your GST 6% taxes and you pass it to the consumer. End of the day, the consumer will pay. So it's around, if you ask me, about 3 to 4%
but GST domestic packages will definitely be higher starting first of the year. How many percent? Because sometimes you can claim the input taxes, like now we have phone bills, all the while this GST is embedded. Hotels, they have the service tax of 6%, but now they are paying GST. So in certain cases, you are not affected. So if you ask me the average rate, is the rate competitiveness, of course, GST is a domestic consumption tax. So definitely it will be higher compared to regional. Yes, definitely. It will impact both foreign tourists coming into Malaysia and also domestic tourists going to like Penang, Kedah, Kuching. Yes, because from there you can see theme parks, entrance fee on theme parks, cable car, all other transportation users. Yes.
They haven't found a lot of the time that travel is by paying for
Yes, I think on that side we have tried to matter with the state government of Sabah and Sarawak to request the federal government the GST on air transportation. So this is a matter that Matta will not amend and I think GST will not be a factor in this issue because when a tourist, Malaysia has very attractions, investigation and destination. I want to climb the mountain, they will still come. But when you are looking into domestic, yes, you have the cost. Traveling to outbound, to Vietnam, to regional travel will be much cheaper when you travel domestically, you will affect. But when you talk about travels to Malaysia, it's all the national travelers, so the impact will not be significant. But here we are traveling agents, this press conference about travel agents finding it difficult to cope up with the GST information.
Yes, that's the main issue here is how to recoup in meeting the expectations in implementing the GST region. Software problem is now that we realize that all this while there's a lot of software vendors they are saying, oh, everybody is GST ready. So when we come, we check, and then when we do some spot checks, and we ask certain vendors to come please do me a trial on this, then we realize that a lot are missing because we are also constantly, there are some new updates coming along and whatnot, so the system has to be updating. Constantly we have to be updated the software. So as a result, and once we have too many, one upgrading against another, then sometimes the other thing, in some cases it goes a little bit on required. We have to voice because this is industry issue. And as I said, okay, today if we change some, we make some modification in the software and whatnot, there are out there 3,100 members that need to be serviced. And I'm sure the vendors will not be able to service all at one go. It will take time for it to reach until the end. Not the good software, you for them the problem, they say some of them don't even pick up phones because they cannot cope. It's a fact of heart. Yeah, that is the many vendors, more than 100 over vendors. All the stories and mostly claims they are GST compliance. But maybe the basic, we have also attended RMC, GST and you can say that. Yeah, they told me personally no. So how are we going to work on this period? Yes, we will fine tune and let's give us 1 or 2 more months, 3 months, really to fine tune that we say we are ready. Otherwise, if we are not ready because the audit trail for the customs is different, everything manually.
So there's no assurance that the new software will be ready?
For Matta, you'll be ready 100%. Software just quite recently. Only all the software don't still work about 2-3 weeks ago. Matta, we have come up with a scheme for all our 3,000 users. We just announced today that we're going to give them a 6 months installment scheme. Average software would cost about 10,000. Really a good one, 10 to 15,000. So we're going to give a 6 months installment scheme. This is interest free. Interest free.
Okay.
There's a lot of market tree. What is cheap now in Malaysia? What happened is, originally some of the software cost 3,000-4,000. We realized that you cannot do all the GST function. That's why we came about with a better software. So they say you pay peanuts, you get monthly. So that's what happens to some of our members. We are getting software that's not good enough. So we're going to get a good one, 10,000 people.
Apa ni? Okey, JST ni sudah diberitahu dah lama dah, di 2014. Tak pernah ke ada drive kan daripada pihak hotel sendiri ini software ni sebelum tarikh nak masuk peserta. Tak pernah drive kan?
Because itu masa GST software pun tak ready. Say GST software tak ready. Sekarang baru dia mau install.
Okay, so
there are also some issues because when we look at the whole thing on the GST things that is relating to the travel industry, we were tackling the issue and the matters that's on the GST matters. So the last few months, the last 18 months when we first started, we go through, then we realized that we realized that there's a lot of conflicting answers. So eventually, actually, Matta, I don't know about any other institution, Matta, we spend our money, we engage professional consultants to just look into the GST matters relating to the travel and tourism. We engage them into zero budget. And as a result, we conduct our own seminars nationwide. We conducted 9 seminars nationwide just for our members. And the seminars that we were taught during the seminars, samples and everything else was just purely 100% based on tourism.
So the trial period that you noticed okay, nanti you cerita sikit tak you punya timeline yang diperlukan untuk trial period. So I tengok dia lebih kurang 9 bulan. Okay, 3 bulan pertama apa yang akan dibuat, 6 bulan seterusnya yang sampai 1 Januari 2016 apa yang menyebabkan Matta lebih bersedia untuk dia.
Okay, the first 3 months you need to sort out, and RMC need to finalize betul-betul look into the travel to finalize habis. Because sekarang ada masih sikit lagi kecil terlepas sana terlepas sini. Because as we are doing our second round of seminars now, we are also picking up